Welcome to Sci-Fi Bedtime Stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss new stories. Step into Sci-Fi Bedtime Stories. Show some love and subscribe so you never miss a tale. Now lose yourself in the sound as the hum of machinery vibrated through the air, a symphony only Alex truly heard. With a final twist, he secured the bolt on the dilapidated life support panel. Sweat beaded on his brow, a streak of grease painting a war stripe across his forehead. Just another day for a lowly technician stationed on the desolate Terra 1 space station. Or so it seemed. Alex's eyes, sharp and watchful, scanned the sterile corridor, a habit etched deep. He'd shed his past, supposedly. Zorak the Devastator, the galaxy's most feared bounty hunter, was no more. But the Predator's instincts remained, coiled and ready. A commotion echoed from the corridor's end, pulling him from his thoughts. Two hulking security officers marched a striking alien woman forward. Her skin shimmered with an ethereal blue, and cascading silver hair framed a face of delicate beauty. Violet eyes, wide with apprehension, darted about. "Please," she pleaded, her voice melodious yet laced with fear. "I mean no harm. I only seek refuge. A chance at honest work." The officers, unmoved, dragged her towards the grim detention block. As they passed, her gaze locked with Alex's. In the depths of those violet eyes, he saw a raw desperation that tugged at something long dormant within him. Before thought could bridle impulse, Alex called out, "Wait!" The officers stopped, their eyes narrowing with suspicion. "What's going on here?" Alex asked, striving for a casual tone. "None of your business, grease monkey," the taller officer sneered, his voice like grinding metal. "Get back to work." Alex bristled at the crude insult, but forced himself to remain calm. "I couldn't help but overhear. If she's seeking employment, I could use some help in my quarters. Been meaning to hire a housekeeper." Hope ignited in the woman's eyes, a spark in the darkness. "Oh yes," she eagerly agreed. "I would be honored to serve as your housekeeper. I am a diligent worker, and learn quickly." The officers exchanged a dubious glance. "She's an undocumented AL," the shorter one explained. "No papers, no ID. Protocol dictates we detain her." Alex shrugged, a calculated move. "I'll vouch for her. Fill out whatever forms are necessary. I'll take full responsibility." After a long moment of consideration, the officers relented with obvious resignation. "Fine, your problem now. But if there's any trouble..." "There won't be," Alex assured them, his voice firm. As the officers turned and disappeared, the woman faced Alex, gratitude radiating from her eyes like starlight. "Thank you, kind sir. I am Mithil. I promise to work hard and not be a burden." "Alex," he replied, his tone gruff. "Come on, I'll show you to my quarters." As they walked, Alex scrutinized Mithil from the corner of his eye. Something was amiss. Her story didn't quite align, her bearing and speech far removed from that of a desperate refugee. And those eyes, they harbored secrets. Then again, who was he to judge secrets? Reaching his sparsely furnished living space, Mithil surveyed the scene with a thinly veiled look of distaste. "Oh my," she murmured. "You certainly do require assistance with housekeeping." Alex bristled, a flicker of annoyance crossing his face. "It's not that bad." Mithil arched an elegant eyebrow, a silent challenge. "There appears to be a half-eaten nutrition bar cultivating a thriving mold colony on your nightstand." "I've been meaning to clean that up," Alex muttered, his cheeks warming. "Indeed," Mithil's tone dripped with wry amusement. "Well, I suppose I should begin. Where do you keep your cleaning supplies?" Alex blinked, his mind blank. I'm not sure I have any." Mithil pinched the bridge of her nose, a gesture of exasperation. "Wonderful. I don't suppose this station has some sort of supply depot where we could procure the necessary items?" "Yeah, there's a commissary on level 3. But look, you don't have to start right this second. Why don't you tell me a bit more about yourself first? Where are you from? How did you end up here? A flicker of unease shadowed Mithil's face before she quickly regained her composure. Oh, you know how it is. Political unrest, economic instability. I simply wished for a fresh start somewhere new. Alex's internal warning system was blaring, but he decided to hold his tongue for now. Right. Well, make yourself at home. I've got to finish my shift, but I'll be back in a few hours. Try not to organize me out of house and home while I'm gone. As he reached the doorway, Mithil called out, "Alex, thank you again. Truly." He grunted in acknowledgement and departed, his mind a whirlwind of questions and suspicions. What had he gotten himself into? The remainder of his shift blurred into a monotonous routine, punctuated by nagging thoughts of his mysterious new roommate. When he finally clocked out and headed back to his quarters, he half expected to find the place ransacked and Mithil long gone. Instead, he stepped into a living space transformed. It sparkled with cleanliness, a faint citrus scent hanging in the air. Mithil stood in the center of the room, hands on her hips, a satisfied smile gracing her lips. "How did you—" Alex trailed off, taking in the astonishing transformation. Mithil shrugged, feigning nonchalance. "I borrowed a few things from your neighbors. They were quite accommodating once I explained the situation. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of preparing a meal as well. You had some rather sad-looking ration packs in your cupboard, so I improvised." Alex's stomach rumbled at the mention of food. When was the last time he'd eaten a real meal? "You didn't have to do all this. Nonsense. It's the least I could do to repay your kindness." Mithil gestured towards a small table where 2 plates sat steaming, an inviting aroma wafting upwards. "Please, sit." As they ate, Alex couldn't help but notice Mithil's impeccable table manners. The way she delicately wielded her utensils spoke of a refined upbringing, not a life of hardship and desperation. He was sure of it. This image was a farce. "Unbelievable," he breathed between bites, his eyes shining. "How on earth did you learn to cook like this?" A fleeting sadness flickered across Mithil's face, like a shadow passing over the moon. "Oh, here and there, you know. A person picks up a few necessary tricks when they must look after themselves." Intrigued, Alex decided to gently press for more. "You mentioned political troubles earlier. Can you tell me anything about what's happening in your home system right now?" Mithil seemed to tense ever so slightly. "Oh, you know how it is with these things. Greedy politicians, warlords hungry for power. The same tiresome garbage. I try not to waste my energy dwelling on unpleasantness." Her breezy dismissal of such volatile galactic politics heightened Alex's suspicion. Before he could dig deeper, a high-priority alert blared on his comm. "Damn," he muttered under his breath. "Sounds like trouble brewing down in the docking bay. I need to check this out immediately." Mithil's eyes widened, a hint of raw fear flickering within them. "Is that a common occurrence? I mean, security breaches and whatnot?" Alex shrugged, rising to his feet. "Not particularly. Probably just a few drunk space traders getting rowdy. I wouldn't fret about it." He hesitated at the doorway. Are you going to be all right here alone for a bit?" Mithil forced a reassuring smile, though it didn't quite reach her eyes. "Of course, I'll simply finish tidying up. Be careful out there, please." As Alex sprinted towards the docking bay, an insistent alarm bell rang in his mind. Something was deeply wrong. The corridor ahead lay disturbingly quiet, unnaturally so. Years of training washed over him as he lowered his pace, hugging the wall, moving with lethal grace. The murmur of raised voices grew louder as he neared the bay entrance. Alex carefully peered around the corner, his blood turning to ice. A squad of 5 heavily armed mercenaries was intimidating the dock workers, brandishing a hollow image of someone who bore a striking resemblance to Mithil. "We know she came through here," a hulking Cronin growled, his blue skin glistening, silver hair braided tight. "Where is she hiding?" The terrified dockworker shook his head frantically. I have no idea who you're talking about. Hundreds of people pass through here every day." The Cronin lashed out with a brutal backhand, sending the man sprawling. "Wrong answer. Maybe this will jog your memory." He raised his pulse rifle menacingly. Without a second thought, Alex exploded into action. He leaped over a stack of crates, using the momentum to slam his feet directly into the Cronin's chest. As the alien stumbled backward, surprised, Alex disarmed him with practiced ease and fired 2 quick stun blasts at the closest mercenaries. The remaining 2 opened fire, but Alex was already moving, a blur of motion. He dove behind a cargo loader, the sharp smell of ozone filling the air as energy bolts singed the metal nearby. In a single fluid movement, he popped up from cover and dropped both assailants with precise headshots. The entire firefight had lasted less than 10 heart-stopping seconds. As the echoes of weapons fire faded, Alex registered the stunned faces of the dockworkers. He cleared his throat, feeling awkward. You probably should alert security. Let them know about this attempted assault by these gentlemen. I'll just, be going now." He retreated hastily, his mind racing. These weren't just any ordinary thugs. They were professional trackers, and they were hunting Mythil. What in the cosmos had he gotten himself involved in? Alex barged back into his quarters to find Mythil pacing back and forth anxiously. Her eyes widened at his disheveled state. "What in the world happened? Are you unharmed?" Alex pinned her with a piercing look. "Enough with the charade. Who are you, really? And why are there mercenaries tearing apart the entire station looking for you?" Mythil's shoulders slumped in resignation. "I suppose there's no use in hiding any longer. The truth is..." Before she could utter another word, deafening alarms began to ring throughout the entire station, drowning out everything else. A cold, synthesized voice boomed over the comm system. "Attention all personnel. Unauthorized vessels detected on an incoming trajectory. All hands to battle stations. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill." Alex and Mythil exchanged a long, meaningful glance, a shared understanding passing between them in that intense moment. Whatever secrets they both held tightly, they were undeniably in this together now. "We have to move," Alex said grimly, his voice low. "I have a sinking feeling that those mercenaries were just the welcoming committee." As they bolted out of the room, neither noticed the tiny tracking device, no bigger than a credit chip, stuck securely to Mythil's clothing during her earlier cleaning spree. It blinked imperceptibly, steadily broadcasting their location to unseen parties. The deadly pursuit was fully underway. As the alarm screeched through Terra 1, Alex seized Mythil's arm, pulling her urgently into the adjacent corridor. The station shuddered violently, rocked by a series of distant explosions. "We need to get to the escape pods!" Alex yelled over the cacophony. Mythil's eyes widened in dismay. "No, we can't abandon the station. There are innocent people counting on us." Alex gritted his teeth, torn. The girl was right, damn it, but every instinct screamed at him to get her to safety. "All right, then we're heading for the command center. Maybe we can contribute to coordinating the defense efforts." They raced through the chaotic hallways, dodging panicked civilians and overwhelmed security personnel. Alex's mind raced, trying to make sense of it all. Who exactly were these attackers? And how did they locate Mythil so swiftly? As they rounded a sharp corner, a squad of heavily armed intruders materialized seemingly from thin air, blocking their path. Their dark, imposing armor bore the unmistakable insignia of the Core Empire, Mythil's alleged homeland. "There she is!" one of them roared, his voice distorted by his helmet. "Secure the princess at all costs!" Princess? Alex's head snapped towards Mythil, who appeared utterly terrified, yet strangely resigned to her fate. No time for questions right now, Alex snapped, shoving Mythil protectively behind him and charging forward headlong. Years of honed combat reflexes surged to the forefront as his mind cleared. He disarmed a savage arm lock, weapon seized, 2 assailants fell. A whirling kick dropped a 4th. The last, hands raised, pleaded, "Spare me, Zorak!" Alex recoiled. That name, how? Exploiting his shock, the man clawed for a hidden weapon. Instinct blazed. Stun blast fired. Man dropped. Alex gasped. Mythil stared, awestruck. "How?" she breathed. "Pure luck. We move." Heading to the command center, Mythil pressed. "That fighting. Where did you learn? You're no technician." "Same to you, Princess," Alex shot back. Mythil winced. "Complex. I'll explain, I promise, when safe." They stormed the command center, chaos reigning. Officers panicked. "Report!" Alex roared, command taking over. A harried lieutenant spun. "Who are—" Recognition dawned. "You're irrelevant," Alex snapped. "Situation?" The officer swallowed. "Core warships surround us, demanding a VIP or annihilation. Shields failing, firepower useless." Alex's gaze met Mythil's, her face stricken. "Open a channel to the core flagship," he commanded. "Sir, what?" "Now!" The harsh visage of a core admiral filled the screen. "Admiral Vexer of the Core Empire, surrender the princess or face destruction." Alex stepped forward, voice low. "This is Zorak the Devastator. Perhaps you've heard the name." The admiral's eyes widened, disbelief warring with dread. "Impossible. Zorak is a myth, a ghost story." "Oh, I assure you, I'm quite real." Alex's voice became a menacing growl. "And I have your little princess. Here's how it's going to be. Withdraw your ships and call off your attack. In exchange, I'll spare you from my wrath." Vexer sputtered with fury and, You can't! Try me," Alex snarled. The Admiral deflated. "Very well. We withdraw, for now. The Empire never forgives, never forgets." The transmission ended. All eyes were on Alex, a mixture of terror and respect. "Well," he barked, "fix those shields and prepare for anything." Mythil approached cautiously. You're him, the legend. But why protect me?" Alex sighed heavily. "It's complicated. We need to talk, alone." They retreated to a small conference room. Mythil whirled. "Explain, now." Alex ran a hand through his hair. "What do you need to know? Everything? You really are Zorak, aren't you? Why hide? And why save me?" "Yes, I am Zorak, or rather I was. I abandoned that life. Why? Maybe I'm tired of running. Maybe I recognized a fellow fugitive." Mythil's eyes softened. "I understand, more than you know," she said. "My turn, I suppose. I am Princess Mythil of the Core Empire. I fled because my uncle, the Emperor, murdered my father and means to control me as a puppet." Alex whistled. "Quite the tale, Your Highness." Mythil winced at the title. "Mythil, please. I'm done with royalty." Alex's communicator chirped. A voice rough and familiar answered, "Zorak, old snake. Long time." Alex went cold. "Gra, how did you get this channel?" The broker chuckled. "Please, you think you're the only one? I've got a job, if you're interested. High profile. Royal, even." Alex's eyes locked with Mythil's. She shook her head in desperation. "Sorry, Gra. I'm out. Find someone else." "Don't be hasty. The pay is astronomical, and word is you're already involved. Why not profit?" Alex's mind spun. Outright refusal would raise suspicion. Play along. "I'm listening," he said carefully. Gra launched into the details. "Capture Princess Mythil, dead or alive." As he spoke, Alex sent a coded message to an old contact, her location a priority. "Interesting offer," Alex said when Gra finished. "Let me think." The terse voice cut through the comms, cold and final. "It's done. I'll be in touch. Don't waste time. This offer expires." The line went dead. Mythil looked at Alex, a mix of fear and desperate hope in her eyes. "You're not actually considering it, are you?" Alex shook his head, a grim set to his jaw. "Of course not. But now we know who's pulling the strings. Your uncle must have hired Gra to coordinate this hunt for you." Mythil sagged with relief. "So what do we do?" Before Alex could answer, alarms shrieked again. They rushed back to the command center, finding sheer chaos. "Report!" Alex barked. "Sir, multiple ships decloaking all around us. It's the core fleet. They never left." Alex cursed. Of course the Admiral wouldn't give up so easily. Shields are holding for now, but we're completely outgunned. Alex's mind raced. They needed a plan, fast. Suddenly Mythil gasped. "I have an idea, but you won't like it." She quickly outlined her desperate, audacious gambit. Alex had to admit, it was incredibly dangerous. "You're right," he said grimly. "I don't like it, but it might be our only shot." As they prepared, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that everything was about to change. His carefully constructed life of anonymity was crumbling. Yet looking at Mythil, this enigmatic princess who had stumbled into his world and turned it upside down, he realized he didn't mind as much as he thought. Whatever came next, they would face it together. The command center erupted into frenzied action as they fought against the ticking clock. Mythil's plan was bold, perhaps foolhardy, but it was their last, best hope. "Are you absolutely sure about this?" Alex asked one final time. Mythil's eyes blazed with unwavering resolve. "It's the only way. We have to expose my uncle's treachery to the entire empire. Once the truth is known, his support will collapse." Alex nodded grimly. "All right then, let's make history." As they moved, neither noticed the small, blinking device on Mythil's clothing. It continued broadcasting their location, setting the stage for a confrontation that would shake the galaxy's foundations. As alarms blared throughout Terra 1, Alex and Mythil raced to implement their audacious plan. The station shuddered under the core fleet's barrage, shields weakening with each impact. "We need to reach the main communication array," Mythil shouted over the din. "From there, we can broadcast the truth to the entire empire." Alex nodded grimly, his combat instincts on high alert. Leading through smoke-filled corridors where every shadow could conceal an enemy. They burst into the communication hub, startling the technicians. "Out!" Alex barked. "Official business!" As the confused staff scrambled, Mythil rushed to the main console, her fingers flying with surprising expertise. "I thought you were a princess, not a tech wizard," Alex remarked, keeping watch. Mythil smirked. "A girl can have hobbies. Besides, you'd be surprised what you learn when outmaneuvering a murderous uncle." Suddenly, the door exploded inward. Alex dove for cover, pulling Mythil down as debris rained. Through the smoke strode a towering figure in ornate battle armor. "Well, well," a deep voice rumbled. "The prodigal princess returns." Mythil's face paled. "Uncle Zorth." The Emperor of the Core Empire surveyed the room with cruel amusement. "Did you truly think your little plan would work, child? I have eyes and ears everywhere." He held up a small device, the tracking beacon that had fallen from Mythil's clothing. Alex cursed under his breath. How could they be so careless? "It's over, Mythil," Zorth continued. "Come quietly, and I might show mercy to your new friends." His gaze lingered on Alex, a flicker of recognition. "Zorak the Devastator, your reputation precedes you. Perhaps we could come to an arrangement." Alex's mind raced. Cornered, outgunned, out of options. But looking at Mythil, seeing the determination in her eyes, he knew he couldn't give up. In one fluid motion, Alex drew his blaster and fired. The shot caught Zorth's shoulder, staggering him. "Run!" Alex shouted to Mythil. "Finish the broadcast!" What followed was a blur of violence and chaos. Alex fought like a man possessed, his legendary skills on full display as he held off Zorth and his guards. Blaster fire filled the air, mixed with the clash of energy blades and the crackle of failing equipment. Through it all, Mythil worked feverishly at the console, her voice rising above the din as she broadcast her message to the Empire. "People of Kor, I am Princess Mythil, rightful heir to the throne. My uncle, Emperor Zorth, is a murderer and a tyrant. He killed my father, your beloved king, in cold blood. I have proof of his crimes, and I'm transmitting it now. Rise up, reclaim our empire." As the last word left her lips, Mythil looked up to see Alex locked in combat with Zorth. The two were evenly matched, a whirlwind of lethal force. Striking without hesitation, Mythil seized a fallen weapon, joining the brutal fray. Her sudden presence momentarily stunned Zorkath, allowing Alex to unleash a decisive blow. The Emperor crumpled, defeated. For a breath, silence reigned. Then, the communication array crackled. Reports poured in from across the Empire. Uprisings, defections, chaos spreading like wildfire. Alex and Mythil shared a look of disbelief. They had done it. But their victory was fleeting. The station violently rocked, nearly throwing them off balance. "The fleet!" Mythil gasped. "They're still attacking!" They raced back to the command center, leaving the unconscious Zorkath for security. The scene was absolute pandemonium. "Status report," Alex barked. A haggard officer replied, "Shields at 12% and falling. We can't hold." Mythil pushed to the comm station. "This is Princess Mythil to all Koror ships. Stand down immediately. Your emperor has fallen. I claim my rightful place as ruler." Tense moments passed. Then, one by one, enemy ships ceased fire. The main view screen flickered to life, showing Admiral Vex Thor. "Your Highness," he acknowledged, bowing deeply. "We await your commands." Mythil's shoulders sagged in profound relief. "Order all ships to stand down and prepare for my arrival. Today, the Empire truly begins a new era." As danger receded, the command center erupted in joyous cheers. Amidst the celebration, Alex and Mythil found themselves face to face. "We did it," Mythil breathed, her eyes shining with exhaustion and elation. "No, you did it," Alex corrected, a wry smile touching his lips. "I just provided some muscle." Mythil laughed, a bright, clear sound. "Oh, is that what you call single-handedly fighting off an emperor and his elite guard?" Their eyes locked, the air between them suddenly charged with unspoken tension. Without thought, Alex pulled Mythil close, kissing her fiercely, a passionate embrace born of shared danger and burgeoning trust. When they finally broke apart, both were breathless. "Well," Mythil murmured, a mischievous smile playing on her lips, "I suppose that's one way to seal an alliance between a bounty hunter and an empress." Alex grinned. "I live to serve, Your Highness." Their victory's aftermath was a whirlwind of relentless activity. Mythil swiftly took command of the Koror fleet, initiating the vast reformation of the Empire from its core. Alex, ever her steadfast partner, rooted out the last insidious vestiges of Zorkath's corruption. Months drifted, and the galaxy slowly adjusted to this new order. The Koror Empire, once feared for conquest, transformed into a beacon of justice and progress under Mythil's visionary rule. On the eve of her official coronation, Mythil found Alex on a balcony overlooking the capital. "A credit for your thoughts?" she softly inquired, joining him. Alex turned, deeply absorbing the woman who had reshaped his life. Just contemplating the sheer enormity of how much has changed. A year ago, I was a nobody, hiding on a backwater station. Now I'm advising an empress, helping reshape galactic politics. Mithil smiled. Second thoughts? Not for a second, Alex affirmed, taking her hand. I spent my life running from myself. With you, I finally use my skills for something truly worthwhile. Mithil's eyes shimmered with emotion. Alex, I couldn't have done any of this without you. You're more than protector or advisor. You're my partner in every sense. She took a deep breath. Which is why I want to ask you something vital. Will you marry me? Alex blinked in stunned surprise. Isn't that my line? Mithil laughed, a confident, regal sound. Please, I'm the Empress now. I can propose if I wish. Alex pulled her close, tears in his eyes. In that case, my love, how could I refuse? Yes, Mithil, 1,000 times yes. Their kiss was gentler, brimming with the quiet promise of their future. The next day, as Mithil was crowned Empress of the Koror Empire, Alex stood proudly by her side, watching her address her people, proclaiming a new era of peace and justice. He knew, with profound certainty, they had found what they had yearned for all their lives. The grand ceremony concluded, and Mithil turned to Alex, a mischievous glint in her eyes. So, husband-to-be, she teased, ready for our next adventure? Alex grinned, radiant. Lead the way, Your Imperial Highness. The galaxy won't know what hit it. Hand in hand, the legendary bounty hunter and the alien empress stepped boldly forward into a future bursting with boundless possibilities. They had found not just profound love, but a shared purpose, to forge a better galaxy, one thrilling adventure at a time. As they boarded their ship, primed for new challenges, both Alex and Mithil knew this was merely the prelude to their greatest journey yet. The end, or perhaps, truly, just the magnificent start of a new beginning. 10 years had gracefully unfolded since Alex and Mithil's joyous wedding day, and now the majestic royal palace of the Koror Empire resonated with the joyous echoes of laughter and rigorous training. In the sprawling, sun-drenched courtyard, Alex stood, a proud father, watching his vibrant twin sons, Zarak and Zar and Kale, barely 8, stood poised, living testaments to an extraordinary lineage. Their skin, a delicate, ethereal blue, merged two worlds, while hair like molten silver cascaded around earnest faces. Yet it was their gaze that truly captivated. One eye a profound violet, mirroring their mother's galactic beauty, the other a formidable steely gray, inherited from their father. Again! Alex's command cut through the air, sharp and unyielding. Your technique falters. In the unforgiving void, there are no second chances. With unwavering resolve, the boys squared their shoulders, expressions hardening as they reset their combat forms. Alex, once the galaxy's most formidable bounty hunter, had painstakingly forged them in the crucible of self-defense and strategic mastery since their first steps, imbuing them with essential survival skills. A joyous peal of laughter shattered the tense silence. Alex's head snapped up, his hardened gaze instantly softening into tender warmth as he beheld his 4-year-old daughter, Luna, a whirlwind of boundless energy, hurtling towards him. "Daddy!" Her delighted squeal filled the air, tiny arms outstretched. Alex effortlessly swept her into his arms, his formidable presence dissolving into paternal affection as he pressed a gentle kiss to her forehead. Luna was a miniature masterpiece of Mithil, with skin the deepest sapphire and eyes that sparkled like distant nebulae, her only deviation a whisper of silver in her hair, a unique emblem of her dual lineage. "Hello, my little starlight," Alex murmured, playfully tickling her, drawing forth a cascade of unrestrained giggles. Ahem. A melodious, familiar voice drew Alex's attention. He turned to find Mythil approaching, a serene, amused smile gracing her lips. "Darling," she began, her tone soft yet firm, "don't you think you're a touch too rigorous with the boys? They are, after all, only 8. Alex's brow creased, worry shadowing his eyes. "The galaxy remains an unpredictable, dangerous expanse, Mythil. They must be equipped to face it." Mythil's touch on his arm was gentle, a soothing warmth. "I understand your fears, my love, but perhaps we might temper the intensity with a little more joy." As if summoned, Zar and Kale abandoned their solemnity, rushing forward with renewed vigor, their urgent pleas bubbling over. "Dad, can we finally go flying in the simulator today?" Zarek burst out, eyes gleaming. "Yes, you promised you'd teach us how to master an asteroid field," Kale added, voice ringing with excitement. Alex's gaze swept over the vibrant tapestry of his family, unbridled mischief dancing in his son's eyes, pure adoration in his daughter's gaze, and the profound, loving smile illuminating his wife's face. His unwavering resolve crumbled, replaced by an overwhelming tide of tenderness. All right, he conceded, a rich chuckle escaping him. "I suppose a temporary reprieve from combat drills is in order. To the simulator, then." As the family made their way indoors, Alex's heart swelled with quiet awe, marveling at the profound trajectory his life had taken. Once a solitary hunter adrift, he now stood a devoted father and royal consort, having discovered a purpose and love he never dared to dream possible. Watching his children sprint ahead, faces alight with their next thrilling escapade, Alex knew, with unshakable certainty, he wouldn't trade this chaotic, beautiful existence for anything. The galaxy, though still fraught with peril, seemed less daunting. Together, they were an unstoppable force, ready to brave any challenge. And as our chronicle of the legendary bounty hunter and the enigmatic alien empress draws to a momentary pause, dear listener, you might find yourself pondering, is this truly the curtain call on their extraordinary adventures? Will Alex ever truly master the delicate art of tempering his protective instincts with a lighter touch? And perhaps most pressingly, will the royal family's beleaguered babysitter ever fully recover from the sheer ordeal of caring for half-human, half-core children, notorious for their zero-gravity hide-and-seek antics? Fear not, for the cosmos is boundless, and the sagas of Alex, Mythil, and their remarkable hybrid brood are far from concluded. Who knows, perhaps one day you'll catch hushed whispers in the dim corners of a forgotten spaceport, recounting the audacious exploits of the universe's most wonderfully unusual family, where diplomatic negotiations are as routine as rigorous combat training, and bedtime stories recount daring escapes from imperial prisons. So keep your sensors tuned and your blaster at the ready. In a universe where a grizzled ex-bounty hunter can ascend to royal consort and a formidable princess can ignite revolutions, the impossible is merely a matter of time. And remember, should you ever find yourself entangled in a tricky legal bind, a simple claim of being a long-lost relative of the core royal family just might tip the scales. It's a long shot, but in the grand tapestry of the galaxy, a gamble is always worth taking. Until our paths cross again, intrepid space adventurers, may your fuel cells remain charged, your shield emitters radiate strength, and your family dinners be mercifully less chaotic than those hosted within the illustrious palace of Empress Mythil and her beloved Alex.